Sawubona Mzansi, and welcome to this evening's MIH Live. It's good to be back doing the lives. I'm not sure if 9 o'clock is the right fit for the MIH lives, if I'm being honest. Yesterday's live was good, but I think the time is a little bit tricky because now I'm finishing at 10 and things like that. So, what we are going to be doing, thank you so much for joining us. What we are going to be doing in this evening's MIH Live is, I should have done it yesterday, but I didn't have things set up yet. But what we are going to do is we're going to have a look at our Git repository or our Gitea repository. So this is basically a place where we store our code, the open source code of MIH, and publicly available to you. And we tried not tried we didn't want to use GitHub as a platform anymore, and we want to learn about self-hosting and other alternatives to GitHub out there, just to see what the experience is like. So what happened is we are now running our MIH project on our own self-hosted Gitea server. So let's dive into the code. Let's not dive into the code, let's dive into our screen and let's see what things are like. Let me know if you have any questions, and you can also follow along. At home. All of this is hosted on the internet. It's not hosted. It's not private. It is publicly available, so all of us can access it and follow along. So if you'd like to follow along, all you have to do is go to git.mzansiinnovationhub.co.za, similar to app.mzansiinnovationhub, but just replace app with git. So if we have a look at the About MIH section, we will see that we currently have 1,231 people and 60 businesses are part of the MIH community. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. We appreciate you. So yes, let's dive into Git, our own Git. So instead of going over to GitHub and searching for the MIH project over there, what you would do is you would go over to the MIH Git server. And from here, you can either, if it's your first time logging in or your first time accessing the website, Ronan, shout out, thank you so much. So everyone, before we even continue, let's give some W's in the chat for Ronan, give some claps for Ronan, some hearts for Ronan, because last night Ronan hit me up. I think he just probably saw our video about making MIH open source. And what Ronan did was he's a cybersecurity expert, and he wanted to offer his expertise over to MIH and do a full IT report to see, what is wrong with MIH, some things that are, some security vulnerabilities and things like that. So that's what Ronan did for us last night. And this morning he sent through the report for us. And this is the report of you. I don't know if you want to go through it. I did fix some of the bugs. What I did do is, Ronan, if you're out there listening, we didn't just ignore your feedback. So it's in our Git stuff. Can we chat, Ronan? I might need your advice. So perfect. You can definitely do that. You can hit him up in the DMs. He's on TikTok right now. But what you can do is, I think he has a website. I'm positive he has a website. Let me go check. Oh my word. I dislike this thing of mine. Anyway. I think at the bottom of it, there is a website. Oh, here's his website over here, right? So you can visit it. Let's go visit it right now, actually. And Ronan, if you're out there, please feel free to download MIH and set up your business account. I think there's lots of people out there that need some IT security help, and you would be a great fit for them. So it's ronanip.co.za. Don't go through it live. Okay, no, I won't go through it live. So, where is it? It's ronanip.co.za. Let's check out his website, if it's up and running. Nice. Ooh, access control authentication. Shout out Ronan. Shout out Ronan. What is this? This is cool. Ronan IP isn't accessible to the public. Hectic, hectic. What secret things are you getting up to over here, Ronan? Shout out, shout out. But yeah, so he has a website, but that's okay. So let's dive into Gitea, then I'll explain. I won't go through the whole document. I did break it down. I did break it down into individual parts. But if we have a look, if you access the website, so here's it at the top of the screen. So it's git.mzansi-innovation-hub.co.za. We are going to make this easier to access, but for now, just type the URL in manually. And if it's your first time coming on, you can click on register if you'd like. And that'll take you through to a standard registration page where you can enter your username, email, password, confirm your password, and then register. But if you already have an account, you can just sign in. So because we already have an account, we're going to do that. So I'll click sign in. My details auto-populated for me, and I'll just click on sign in. Perfect. That's perfect. Same thing in the reports are exploited. If someone knows what they are doing, that's perfect. Some things in the report are, some things in the report are, okay. Thank you so much for that. So I did break it down and remove the non-secret information, right? So if we have a look first, let's take a look at what Gitea looks like. It does look a little bit different to GitHub, but there are some similarities to it. So you will see that this is my profile, yaso_meth, and I didn't add a profile picture yet. And it has the same squares to show you the different contributions for the whole year, I'm guessing. And on the side, you'll have your repositories or the repositories that you are following, things like that, and your organization, all of this. Then at the top of the screen, you can see there's issues. If we click on it, it'll give you the list of issues. This is where we have our stuff for Ronan. So this is our MIH security vulnerabilities. And then if we move over, we're going to have our pull requests. So any pull requests that are pending for you and your repos or any repos that you are associated with. And then milestones. I'm not sure about milestones at the moment, if I'm being honest. So we'll have to figure that out in the future. Hopefully it's something that can improve our workflow, if that makes sense. Then next we have explore. So explore is exploring the different repos inside Gitea or the MIH Gitea. So you can see here's the MIH project updated 7 hours ago. And here's the test one where we were working on getting everything running properly and migrating over. And also, if you are an avid Git user and you're afraid that all your repos are currently sitting on a different, what are these things called? Different Git platform, right? So let me show you how to do that. So we'll head over to the top. So we'll just head back over to home, the T icon. And then you can either do it at the top of the screen over here or here by repos. You can click the plus. I suggest clicking the down arrow by create, the plus sign. And then you will see you can either create a brand new repo. You can have a new migration. So migrate your repository from another platform over to Gitea. And then set up a new organization. So I want to show you the new migration part. So if we have a look, there's multiple different platforms that you can migrate from. So you can migrate from standard Git, GitHub, GitLab, Gitea, another Gitea server, because this is the MIH Gitea server. And then there's other platforms out there that I'm not really familiar with, like Gogs, OneDev, Gitbucket, Codebase, and then CodeCommit. So these are currently the 6 platforms that are available for you to migrate over from. So if you'd like to support MIH and use MIH's Git services, please feel free to do so. And you can migrate your project over. So let's have a look at the issues that Ronan came with. So if we have a look at the issues, this is our security. Yuki Magazine, thank you so much for joining us again. So if we have a look at the MIH IT security vulnerability, so there was 7 themes that needed to be fixed inside MIH. So the first one was publicly exposed internal infrastructure. So because we're using Docker as our infrastructure orchestration layer and containerization tools, we were just exposing ports to the public and then connecting them to the internal containers themselves. So Ronan was saying that that's not a proper way of doing things, because everything should be running through Nginx instead of going directly through to that specific container itself through that port. So what we did, we were chatting with Gemini and things like that, because I also don't know what the best way to resolve this was. So what Gemini told us is, instead of removing the ports and then having it not accessible, because when you're doing local dev, I like using localhost and then the port in order to access the different containers. So Gemini was saying that you can just add the localhost IP to the front part of a container. So then it can only be accessible either through Nginx or through localhost, and localhost runs on your machine itself. So that was the one thing that we did manage to fix. Ronan, let us know. Let us know if that's the correct way of fixing this. And also, Ronan, if you have some ideas, or anyone else out there, if you have some ideas on how to fix some of these issues, please feel free to head over to the Git, jump onto this issue, and leave a comment over there for us, and let us know if you have some guidance or some feedback for us. So the next one was a silly mistake on our side. It was a hard-coded API key in our thing, but it's fixed now. We are using the .env variable. Who was it? One of my TikTok friends, I think is Don. So he was explaining what env files are, how to manage it, and all of these kind of things just now recently. So that's something that we missed when dealing with our super token key. But once again, we've managed to resolve that. You can see the tick next to it. Then next one we have backend. Okay, so these two are closely linked together with each other. Then we have some cross misconfiguration. So what does cross stand for? Cross origin resource sharing. So this is like on the front end, this is like on the, when you're setting up APIs on your side, it says which links or which URLs can utilize this API. So it does that validation to see, okay, what API is coming, what URL is requesting this API from, and then it either blocks it or lets it through. That's my understanding of the cross. And we did some misconfigurations over there where we were allowing too much URLs to come in. So we managed to fix that also. Once again, thank you, Ronan. And then now there's 2 more sections that we need to do. And then also missing IT security headers. So I can explain this one also. So missing web security headers. So this is specifically for our web app. And I'll show you this now. I think that other section is deleted. But anyway, we had a Docker file. We had a Docker file to run our web application, our Flutter application. And this Docker file was calling a Python server to serve the website itself. So once again, I was chatting with one of the AIs, and they told me that Python is not really the best tool to serve your website. Nginx is the best to do that. And a better way of doing what I did, because there was like 3 different files that I was managing, it's to all do it inside one Docker file. And under a 2-stage step. So you can see the first stage is building your the builder, so building the Flutter application. And then once it's done building the Flutter application and putting the right, like the index file and all of those kind of things, the right resources in the right location, then the next step is creating an Nginx server in order to serve the website. So the Nginx server is much more reliable, much more quicker, much more faster than our current implementation. And I think I did notice it. And this one also makes our build time a lot quicker. So we have resolved that also. So this is the power of us coming together as a community and working together on MIH. So then the last two things, we won't dive into it much. I don't think so. Because it's kind of tough stuff, and we'll get into that a little bit later. But if you'd like, and also what you can do, if you like the repo, you can start. You can fork it if you'd like. Let's go to the code. You can see here's our README file, our license, and the size of this repo. I wonder why the size is so big, but I'll have a look to see exactly why. I know there's some, it could be all of the Flutter stuff, but I'm not really 100% sure. So let's learn together how to create a brand new repository or folder inside Gitea, the MIH Gitea. So we'll head back over to the home screen. Under repo, I'll click on the plus, and here's the information over here. So just like GitHub, it has the same information. So who's the owner? It automatically selects yourself. The repo, maybe I'll say MIH_live test. And we can all jump on this together. I won't make it private. I'll keep it public so you can also make changes and do all of this different kind of thing. I won't put a description. I won't put a template. I won't put an ignore file for now. I won't select a license. This is nice. But I won't select a license for now. I'll have a default README. Our default branch is going to be our main branch. And yeah, then I'll create it. So it's automatically done creating. You don't have to wait long stories to do that. It's already here for you. And then what you can do is, I was having some trouble with the SSH part of things, right? So when I tried to SSH to clone this repo, it was giving me some issues, and I haven't yet resolved or figured out how to get around it without breaking everything. So I've been reverting to the HTTPS in order to clone the repos. So let's, so I'll just create a folder. I'll go to my Git folder on my computer. And I'll just make a new folder over here, and I'll call that folder, what can I call that folder? I'll call that folder MIH live. Oh, we won't even do that. Let me cancel. So I'll open up the terminal. Now that I have my repo set up on the MIH Gitea repository, what we can do is now clone this repository in order to start working on it on our local machine. So I'll select HTTPS, and then I'll copy it. I'll select HTTPS, and then I'll copy URL. And then let me open this normal terminal. And let me come down a bit. I'll just open a normal terminal, and then from here, what you should, let's cd into our Git. Let me know if you have any questions, if you're familiar with the terminal. If not, we can explain some things. I'm not an expert, but I do know a few things. So I'm going to change directories into our Git folder. And then from here, I can say git clone. And I'm sure I should just be able to paste it. Paste, and then enter. I've cloned an empty repository. Yeah, this is perfect. So everything is fine. So cloning into MIH_live_test, and then warning, you have cloned an empty repository. Thank you so much for the hearts over on YouTube. We appreciate you. And the smiles. Shout out. Leave a chat over there to let us know who's there right now. So we are currently there. So I'm going to close the terminal. I'm going to minimize the terminal for now, and then I'm going to head over to VS Code. And we can open that folder now. So MIH live test, open. And perfect, here's our cloned repository coming from the MIH, what is it? The MIH Git servers. So if we have a look, there's no file here at the moment. There's no file here at the moment, so I'll just create a new file. Let's call it test.py. We'll click enter. And then our folder is here. And then we'll make changes. So print, so delete. So I'll just say print. Are you able to see? It's a little bit blurry. So I'll print hello Mzansi. Hello Mzansi. Right, I'll save it. And then, as you are familiar with, you'll see that if you use VS Code as your text editor, you'll see that it does have the tracking and everything over there. And if you mainly use this user interface, which I do, you can click on it and all your changes will be here, just like a normal one. But I'll show you where the drawbacks are. So here's our change. Wait, before we even do that. No, it's fine. It's fine for now. So here's our change. So what I can do is just click on the plus. Thank you so much for the follow, unicorns. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. So what you can do is click on the plus, and then this will make it from changes. So this is unstaged, and then it'll put it into the stage section. And then you can either click commit, but it'll complain and ask you for a message. So what we can do, we can just say first commit. Yeah, first commit. Click on commit, and then we'll publish this branch. And then, as you can see, everything is done. And because we're on the main branch, if we head back over to our repository and reload, you will see that all the changes that we made on our local machine has now been pushed to pushed here. So you can see print hello Mzansi. Right? And then creating a new branch. Similar, we don't have to do anything to the UI. So let's create a new branch. So I'll click on, at the bottom of the screen, there's your branch that you're on. You can click on it, or you can head over to your Git extension. Click on the three dots, click on branch, and then you'll see create branch over there. It'll take you to the same, through to the same thing, but I like using this at the bottom. So I'll click on that, and I'll create new branch. And then I'll give that branch a name. So we can say live test. All right, so you can see it's switched over to our live test branch. And let's publish this branch now before we do anything else. So I'm just going to publish this branch. So when you publish a branch or something, it'll push that over through to your repo. And if we head back over to live MIH, under the main section, you'll see now there's two branches, our live test branch also. Just like your regular GitHub stuff, which is quite cool. I'm quite happy with it so far, but I'll show you the drawbacks. So now that we're on a new branch, let's add a few lines of code. Let's yank this, and then we'll paste it over here. So we're going to change inside quotes, hello. This is a test to demonstrate Python basic output. Yeah, we'll use whatever it was, Copilot to give us that. So now that we have that there, we can now, we have new changes, and we're going to push this change into a new branch. So I don't know if I can, do I have Paint? I must get a painting tool, but to explain this a little bit better. But now we have these changes over here. So we're going to stage the change. We're going to add a message, second, or branch test. Click on commit, and then click on sync. So now once we've synced things, you'll see that when we switch over back to Gitea, we'll just reload. You'll see it even says you pushed a new branch, live test now. You can either create a new pull request, or if we head over here, so if we're in the main branch and we click on our test file, you'll see it, this says hello Mzansi. If we move to our live test, you'll see it says hello Mzansi, this is the thing. So there's two separate branches right now. with our code. And now what we are going to do is we're going to merge our live test code, or we're going to push our live test code into our main branch and merge it together, right? So let me know any Git quotes, shout out, nice to see you here. Let me know any Git T experts out here. Let me know if there's another way in order to do a pull request. So normally when I was using GitHub, I have this extension over here. So I would just click on pull request, and then it would have a graphical user interface for me. But right now it's not really happening for some reason. I think this is probably a GitHub pull request thing and not a Git T function. So if we head over here, and I won't use this button over here at the top. I don't want to use this for now. This button just says new pull request. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head over to pull requests. I'm going to create a new pull request under the MIH live repo. Remember, you can access this right now. Please feel free to head over to git.mzanziinnovationhub.co.za. And then you can just search for MIH live test. And the repo should be there. And then we'll just create a new test with the blue button. And then we're going to merge it into our main branch. And then from our live test branch, right? Which is right here. Then, so your changes will appear, all the changes that you've made. We can say new pull request. And then from here, we can leave some comments. I added a new message field or message print for users, right? And then how do you submit this? Oh, there's it over here. So I added my message. You can preview it. You can do all those different things, add documents, add all those things, and then create pull request. So now this pull request is there chilling, ready for you. And depending on the rule set, so the different rules that you have for your repository, anyone can either approve it, or there must be an approver, or there's different kinds of things that you work on. But because this is just a simple one, you will then review the code. So we can look at the code changes. So if we have a look at the top, this is the pull request. So under the repo, there's the code, there's issues, and then there's the pull request. Under the pull request, you'll see this pull request, which is for test branch. And you can see at the bottom from main. From live test into main. So this is the one that we're looking for. So if we click on this, you'll have all the comments. So you can see, I can see that this user, I added a new message for to print for users. I can either see the different commits that this person made. So it was just one commit. And you can see the different files that were changed. And currently it's only one file, and it's showing you that there was I don't know why it's saying this, but I replaced this line with these 3 lines. You can either review it if you are not the owner of this pull request. Christian, thank you so much for the follow. We appreciate you. Make sure you download MIH, Mzansi Innovation Hub, the MIH app, and dive into all of the different tools and things that we have. And MIH is open source now, so please feel free to have a look at it and let us know. Dive in and help us fix some things. Right, so we can review the code, we can review the commits. Ziaman, shout out for the follow. We appreciate you, we appreciate you. So, yeah, so if you're comfortable with the changes, you reviewed everything, you've reviewed the commits, you've reviewed the files, and now it's time to dive into the conversation and see things. So now I'll add a comment. I'm ready to push this in. I'll add a comment over here. Reviewed the code and all is good. I'm not sure what reviewers normally put into the comments. I haven't worked with Git in a professional scenario outside of MIH. So let me know how like a comment's supposed to be for someone. So I'll comment this. So now if we scroll up to the top, you can see that there was a comment. One was what the pull request was about, and one was from the reviewer. And then once we are happy with everything, you can just say create merge, and then you can You can change this up for you, but it automatically puts some things here for you. And you can click create merge commit. So we'll do that. And then as far as I know, it's all done. Everything is done right now. And then you can also delete the branch if you'd like. But we won't delete it for now. I'll keep it there. So if we head back over to our code and under our main branch, you can see you can see now everything is merged. Everything is merged together now. And if we head over back to our VS Code and we'll switch over to the main branch. And then what I normally do is I just click this refresh button. So it's like pulling the information and then pushing it again. And you can see everything has updated in our main. And then you can see the graph, I guess, of how things work. So there was the different branches and things. So that's how I use Git and how we're going to use the Git T platform, the MIH Git T platform that we're currently hosting. So currently there's only 2 users on our Git platform. It's myself and a test account that I was using. So where's our issues here? Live test. So let me know if everything is working well for you. If you want to try out our Git service and Git T and see how it works and all of that, please feel free to let us know. And we'll see if we can improve anything along the way. So yes, this is our current workflow. We also have issues and things that we're going to work on. So what can we work on now? Okay, and also if you want to run your own Git T instance, what you can do is you can clone the main MIH repository. Let's go back to our Git. And then under the MIH project, if you'd like to run your own Git server, it's quite simple to do, especially now that we have our Docker file and stuff up and running. So you can clone this repo. It has everything that you need over here. You can remove the things that you don't want, or create your own branch and clone this repo, and then you can remove all the things that you don't want. But let's switch over to it, and I'll show you what you can do. So if we head over to our MIH project and head over to our Docker Compose file. So here's it over here. So if you'd like to run your own Git service, what you can do is if you clone our repo, and you can have a look at our Git file. This is the orchestration layer. So we will need the Nginx server. So this is how you add you point your domain to your specific container. And it's like the security guard in front of your containers and servers. So keep this over there. You'll keep Gitea over there. And after that, everything else at the bottom, so down, everything else at the bottom, you can just comment out because you don't need that. So we can just comment it out. And this is the only code that you need in order to create your own version of Gitea. So you can see Nginx Proxy Manager. It's a way to manage your different URLs and pointing them, or subdomains and pointing them to different containers, and then Gitea itself. And it should be running on port 3000, I think. Should be running on port 3000, the web interface, the one that we've been using. And this over here, I think it's for SSH stuff, if I'm being honest. But yeah, once you do this, all you have to do to run it is then go Docker compose, where is it? So you just say Docker compose up -d. I like saying build. It makes everything build again. And then once you run that, then you'll have your own instance of that up and running for you. But we already have it running over here, if you see. Let's undo. Yeah, let me know if there's any questions out there. Or if you have a project we can look at, because there's new, let me show you a new business that joined the MIH community. So remember, there's 60 businesses a part of the MIH community. And under the Mzansi directory section, we can head, so before we even do that, so the Mzansi directory, here's the icon over here. So the Mzansi directory is a place for you to search for people and businesses of Mzansi. And once you're on the business search, you can click on the filter button in order to search for different business types. So the business type is digital, a digital agency. You can see on the top. We're going to click on this and search. And you can see Gitea Digital. If we click on it, here's their business info tab where it has all their business information. So this is why any business owners, any people that have websites that they want to hand over to people or to have accessible to people, please feel free to set up your business account. So it'll tell them what your business name is, what your company type of business is, your business's mission and vision, their rating, and you'll be able to call them, email them, navigate to their location, visit their website. You can give them a review, and you can add them as a bookmark. If we swipe over, you can see the different reviews. Currently, there's only one review. And here's a QR code. So instead of going to someone and handing them over a business card and saying, oh, here's my email address, here's my contact number, please feel free to call me anytime or contact me whenever. And it's so difficult. Let me show you a business card. Let me give you an example of a business card. So here's a business card that I got. Oh, this is a bad one. So here is a business card that I got from the different businesses when I was at the, what is this place? I was at the business, what is this? It was some business expo in Sandton earlier this year. And then a lot of people gave me their business cards, and their business card normally has their cell phone number, their email address, and their address over there. But what I've noticed in trying to contact these people, the different people whose names is over here, is I'm always afraid that I'm typing their email address incorrectly. And afraid that, no, it's not going to go to them and they're not going to get my email and things like that. So that's where the business info tab helps you. So all you have to do as a business is click on the business QR code and then show someone this QR code. Let me see. I have my Mzansi phone over here, and I can showcase it to you. So you head over to like Google Lens or something like that you normally use to scan QR codes, whether it's your camera, whether it's Google Lens or one of those other tools. So I'm heading over to Google Lens. I'm opening the camera. So you can see here's all my pictures and things. Open camera. Yo, sorry, this phone is just running a little bit slow. Yo. But anyway, yeah, you'll just scan this QR code. So there's it moving now. So if I scan this QR code on this phone, then it shows you where do you want to go to. And then when you click on it, it should take you through to their business info tab. You see, immediately takes me there. And even if someone doesn't have the MIH app and someone doesn't have an account, so close that app, Google crashed, it'll take you directly there. You see? So it's kind of cool, and then no need to fumble around and type things manually. All you have to do to call someone is click on the call button. I don't have a phone app at the moment, so on my computer, so it won't open. You can email them. I think this is going to open up Gmail. And then you can visit their location. This will take you through, I think they are currently situated in Limpopo. Right, you see somewhere here, Limpopo side of the world, Polokwane. Then you can visit their website. So this is their website. where they offer like IT consulting, website consulting, things like that. And like I said, you can rate them and do all those kind of things. So it's super easy to do. And there's many different businesses out there. I can give you another business. Let's close this and search for some businesses. UX Corp. I saw quotes in the chat this evening. So UX Corp is a software company inside the Mzansi directory. If we click on them, you can see here you can call, email, and visit their website. But you can't visit their location because they don't have a physical location. They're an online-only company. So thank you so much, Olwetu. Shout out for the follow. We appreciate you. And make sure you download the MIH app. We are available. Oh, I should be doing this. We are available on... Where is this thing? Stores, there's it. We are available on the Google Play Store. Available on the Apple App Store. The Apple App Store. The Huawei App Gallery. Which is here. Oh, Huawei takes long to load. But the MIH on the app gallery. And then also on just regular Google. I'm sure we can just search MIH app, MIH app. And yeah, and it'll take you through to our web page. Oh, nice. We have the Apple. We have Apple here. We have Google Play Store. I'm not sure where Huawei is. Ooh, nice. Nice, nice. But that's how you can find us. Make sure to download MIH, set up your MIH account. If you have a business, activate your business account and set up your business profile over there. But if we head over to UX Corp's website, their website should load and they have their own application. So it's called My Routine and it's used to build habits that stick. So your minimalist coach for focus, consistency, and reclaiming your life. Transform your daily routine with science-backed methods. And you can click the download button in Mzansi directory. Not only software companies and consulting companies. We do have, I think my father's in the chat right now. We do have Pisces Swimming Academy. Pisces Swimming Academy, which is a swimming lessons business. And their mission and vision from township to Olympics. And they also have a website. And if we click on it, you can see this is their website, created by us here at MIH. Shout out, let me know what you think. Yeah, and it's all looking good right now. It's all looking good. You can contact them, all those kind of things. So this is the Mzansi directory, but there's many other features out there on the MIH app. So I'm wondering if I should go a little bit longer. Let me know if there's any questions out there. Should we code something? I don't think I want to code something right now because I ds._store because I don't think there's enough time to code some things. So let me flip the camera and just yap with you for a bit. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Main view. Perfect. So yeah, quite excited that MIH is now open source, and we are already seeing the benefits of making MIH open source, similar to what I said in my video today. And in the beginning of this live, where Ronan, one of the members of Mzansi, I'm not sure if he's still in the chat right now. Ronan, let us know. But he is an IT security expert. And once hearing that MIH was open source, he jumped to the opportunity to see where he can assist the MIH project. And because he's in the IT security field and industry, what he did was he had a look at our code base, which is available on the MIH Git and also on GitHub. So they both are similar to each other. But the MIH Git is the main repository, and then everything that's over there gets mirrored to GitHub. So we're using GitHub as like a backup for now. So yeah, he went on there, reviewed everything, and found some critical things that needed to be fixed by us, which was quite cool. And without him, I don't think we would have done something like that. So this is how it's going to, this is, I think, the future of MIH, where people come together to work on things and create great tools that will assist everyone else out there. So that's the purpose why it was made open source. I greet you, sir, Tony. Shout out. Shout out, we appreciate you. And also, like I was mentioning, so MIH is filled with lots of different packages right now. And it's all in-house built packages. But one day in the future, I don't think near future, this is a long-term goal for us, but one day in the near future, you'll be able to create your own MIH package and have it on MIH. And then all the people that have MIH downloaded on their phone or on the web or wherever will be able to utilize your package through MIH, which is quite cool. I'll have to figure out the logistics around all of that, but that'll come with time. In the future, we can do that. And then also MIH also comes with other powerful tools, like, let's open up our technology stack. Shout out Dr. Pixels. Sawubona. So if we have a look at our technology stack, so MIH doesn't just come with the MIH app, right? So that's just our front end. That's just our web app front end. But if we have a look, there's many other features out there that if you look at our Docker compose file, you can just comment out the things that you don't want and keep the things that you do want. So let's say, for example, you don't want anything over here. You just want a reverse proxy server. So that's to manage your URLs, your subdomains. And then you want an Ollama server. So all you have to do is on our Git file, comment out the things that you don't need. Like all of these other things, you can remove all of them. All of these ones you can remove and just have those two, and then you can have your own Ollama server up and running. Let me know if you'd like something like that in the upcoming live. If you'd like us to go through like how to set up one of your own servers, one of your own MIH servers, your own flavor of MIH, we can definitely hook that up for you. And also Portainer. I think Portainer is an important one to keep in mind, because this is what are we doing? Looks like my kind of thing. Thank you so much, Charles. So what we are doing is we are working on the MIH project. So here's it over here, the MIH project. So the MIH project is the first open source super app project of Mzansi. And we're just going through the different elements of it right now. In today's live, we were going through Gitea and how to set that up, how to create your account on the MIH Git server. So please feel free to head over. Here's the URL. And then you can create an account, register for an account. If not, you can just explore and see the MIH project. But that provides you, this MIH server comes built in with lots of different containers or mini servers, right? Docker containers that you can choose from, like an authentication layer with super tokens, Gitea for GitHub repo if you want your own private GitHub. The Flutter front end, this is where our MIH packages live and the MIH app lives. Our fast API server, our min.io storage, so like S3 storage, MySQL database, Portainer to manage the different containers, a Ollama server to have our own locally run LLM instead of using OpenAI and all of those kind of things. If you have Ollama running on your local machine or like on a server somewhere else, what you can do is you can connect it to VS Code also and use that for... Thank you so much, Charles, for the follow. We appreciate you. You can put it on your own server, on your own domain, and then connect that to your VS Code for the code completion, for the Git, the Copilot assistance. You can do that with locally run, even Ollama servers. And then also a WordPress server. So this is if you just want a basic website for information only, nothing too complex, then we have a WordPress server for you. So that's what it is. But remember, you can remove any of the containers that you don't want inside your own personal MIH server. So this is our Portainer, right? So this is Portainer. You can see the different containers running. I know someone said there's a lot of containers running, but I think it's okay. So you can see there's our AI server, our API server, our database, our Gitea, our Gitea database. So Gitea has its own specific database to use. Then we have min.io, which is our object storage, our monitor, which is this Portainer container itself, Nginx, which is the security guard, the bouncer, I guess, of MIH. We have super tokens for our authentication, our UI, our Flutter UI, WordPress, and our WordPress database. So it's all there for you. All you have to do is comment out on the Docker Compose file, comment out the things that you don't want, because I don't think everyone wants to create everything at once. They want to dip their toes into things. So comment out the things you don't want, keep the things that you want, and then just run Docker Compose. I'll show you it now. All you have to do to run it is Docker Compose up -d, and then you can just do it like that. But if you'd like to build Mufasa, shout out. If you'd like to build it, --build. And once you do that, Tubbs, shout out for the follows. Thank you so much, everyone. We appreciate you. Remember, if you'd like to support us, thank you for the follows, thank you for the likes. But what you can also do is download the MIH app, available on the Google Play Store, Apple App Store, Huawei App Gallery, and the web. Just search MIH or MIH app, and we should appear at the top of the list. Like if you just search MIH app on Google, all of those links will be there at the top for you. Thank you so much for that. And our community will start growing bit by bit. Then yeah, I'm super excited for this. And also, let me know, this is another thing, someone mentioned it in yesterday's live, is that it would be nice to have a JavaScript, or he was talking about Node, a Node.js server over there, but I'm not too familiar with Node, but I worked with a client recently in order to create a bun server, a bun project, so a React website, but using bun as its package manager and all of those other things. So I can add like a bun service to a bun app. What would you call that? Let me know, what would you call a bun, an application that uses bun instead of Node as its tool, I guess. But we can add that, a bun service to our containers for those that don't really like Flutter. So you can have that. Let us know in the chat. We can definitely hook that up for you. I'm thinking now. Yeah, I think we're fine for now. Let's flip the camera again. I think we're fine for now. I think we're good for now. So main view here. So yeah, looking forward to the future of MIH. And now that MIH is open source, in the back of my mind, I know if someday, like in the far future, when I'm an old man and I pass away, the MIH server will still be up and running. It will still be available for everyone to use. It'll still be free to use for everyone. So I'm happy with that and what the future can hold. Because I was listening to some videos about Linus. So the creator of Linux, legend. So I was watching a video, and then I also found out in this video that he's not only the creator of Linux, basically the foundation of 90% of the servers over here in the world. Not only did he create that Linux, but he also created Git. So the thing that every single developer uses for version control and to manage big projects, he's also the one that created it. So this man is a legend. So he's the one that inspired me, I guess, to make things open source, because I think there was something that he said in another video that I was watching, where if you're just working on a closed source project, it's just going to be you and your small team in your company, unless your company is a huge company. So it's just going to be you and your small team. But when you work on an open source project, the possibilities are you can start working with thousands of developers if people like what you're working on and if people believe in the vision of your open source tool. So hopefully one day in the future we'll have, just like for WordPress, there's like WordPress conferences and all of those kind of things. One day in the not near future, but one day in the future, MIH will have things like that where we'll chat about the architecture, the this, the that, get to know each other live in person, all of those nice things. Excited for that day in the future. So cool. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining this evening's MIH Live. Thank you so much for all your likes. Thank you for your chats. Thank you for the follows. And thank you for the views. I appreciate it. We are live Monday to Thursday. Hopefully Monday to Thursday. We're working out a time on when's the best time to go live. So we're trying 9 o'clock. And I'm not sure how I'm feeling about it yet. Let me know in the chat what's your feelings, what's your thoughts about the 9 o'clock live. And yeah, let us know. But we might change it, but I'll make announcements and stuff when the times change. But for now, it's 9 o'clock. If you'd like to support us even further than what you're already doing, please feel free to download the MIH app, available on the Google Play Store, Apple App Store, Huawei App Gallery, and the web. Just search MIH or MIH app and we will appear at the top of the list. And if you'd like to support even further than that, please feel free to become a premium member of Mzansi. You can do this through TikTok or through Patreon. Through TikTok, head over to our profile. On both sides, our profile is just Mzansi Innovation Hub. Head over to our profile, subscribe over there. It will unlock specific perks for you when becoming a premium member of Mzansi. Or you can head over to Patreon and subscribe that way, and it'll unlock the same perks for you. Those perks are a private Discord server, monthly live hangouts with our premium members of Mzansi, and access to the latest versions of MIH. So you will become a beta tester. So before the latest version comes out to the public, you'll be the one to try it out first. And I think that's everything. Cool. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining this evening's MIH Live. We appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. We hope to see you in tomorrow's live. And let's keep working hard, Mzansi.